welcome to today's super exciting video. Now, this one I'm pumped for. We've got the most epic challenge that I have ever done, or at least tried. We've got the Last Supper here at a place called the Barley Mill in Penticton, BC, which is really close to my hometown of Kelowna. Now, this thing is a massive 16-pound steak challenge. So I'm, like I say, excited about it. Nervous, we won't go there, but I am hungry. So I can't wait to go inside and go check out this undefeated 16-pound challenge. All right, guys, so here it is, the Last Supper, the 16-pound feast. It's appropriately named. Not only is it such a spread here, but also this may be the last time that I actually want to have supper. So what we've got here is we've got over 100 ounces of prime rib around the outside. We've also got 2 full racks of baby back ribs, as well as on this side here, we've got our red pepper rosé Alfredo. So they've got some what's called pappardelle, I believe it is, noodles. We've also got some Parmesan, some parsley, as well as our garlic toast, of course. Over here, can't go steak dinner without some Caesar salad with some Parmesan, Asiago cheese, croutons, and of course the Caesar dressing itself. And then on the far side here, we've got some mixed veggies, rice. So we've got kind of a stir fry, as well as some crispy wontons on top. And then for dessert, if we get through all of that, we've got half a Bailey's cheesecake here. So we've got the cream cheese with the sour cream infused with the Bailey's and some chocolate crust there. They drizzled it with some chocolate sauce and whipped cream. Quite frankly, it looks really good, so I can't wait to get started. Hope you guys are hungry. I'm pumped. Let's eat. Okay, guys, and of course, the details of the challenge itself. This is an undefeated challenge, so we do have 2 hours to complete all of this food. Hope I don't need it. I don't think I ever eat for 2 complete hours, and if not, if we don't complete it, we will have to pay the $300 price tag. Otherwise, if we do complete it, we'll get the meal for free and we'll get a nice full belly. So with that, guys, let's get started momentarily. All right, guys, on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let's eat. All right, dig into some of this juicy prime rib. Oh yeah. We have our friend Mr. Oju there. Really nice. Some hearty meat. Super thick. You got some nice fatty pieces there as well. Got to move that a little bit closer to me. Oh yeah. Only 95 more ounces to go.
Hey guys, and welcome to the most epic challenge that I've ever attempted, the 16-pound Last Supper Steak Challenge.
Oh yeah, there's one of those very nicely marbled pieces. Very savory. Like I say, very hearty as well. Some nice thick pieces. This one seems to have a little bit more marbling in it, so A little bit more flavor.
So we've got 2 full hours to defeat all the food in front of us here, and if we do, we'll get the massive undefeated meal for free.
No shortage of meat here today. We have over 6 pounds of prime rib and then almost 2 pounds of the baby back ribs. So let's say I just went in to this challenge here today, really hungry. Basically saving 3 days worth of food for one meal in itself.
Well, I'd say at least 3 days worth of food. For most people anyways, especially with the 8 pounds of meat and those 4 large sides. This is by far Canada's largest food challenge, and I think quite possibly one of the largest food challenges in the entire world.
Definitely nicely seasoned on that one. Not as much fat, but the outside had a very briny flavor. All this food looks so good, I don't know what to get into next.
All right, guys, I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Give me a yes or a no if you think I will or will not complete the entire meal within the time limit. And if you think I won't defeat it, I want to know how much you think will be left. However, if you do think I will complete it, let's see what those time predictions are.
It's really interesting that some of the pieces here, they taste so much different, like depending on how much fat they have in them. You can really taste the difference. These ribs taste really good though. Excuse me.
Well, getting gas this early in the challenge might not be the best sign of things to come. However, we'll just have to see how it all turns out.
All right, so we're 11 minutes in. We've got 3.5 slabs of prime rib to go. And then, of course, we have everything else.
And although the prime rib is tasting absolutely fantastic right now, I'm really looking forward to get into some of those juicy looking, delicious baby back ribs, as well as some of the chef's other creations.
So this restaurant here is really cool. It's kind of like an old English style Tudor building, and it's been around actually since 1982. So long-standing history here. They do make their craft, they have a bunch of craft beer here, and they kind of pride themselves on hearty, healthy food. So for the most part, I would say this is definitely hearty. Maybe there's a few exceptions to the healthy, but it's all tasting really good. It's also a very large building, so they've got, I think, a capacity for, it looks like 200 to 300 people. They've got multiple layers where they've got a pool table, they have karaoke nights, all kind of stuff. So I'd actually been looking to go here before I even knew they had a challenge.
So what's really cool about this challenge is not only is it undefeated, but it is also Canada's largest food challenge at 16 pounds. Now, there did used to be a challenge that was an 18-pound bowl of pho, or pho, depending on how you pronounce it. However, 9 pounds of it was liquid and 9 pounds was solid. So overall, it was, I would say, an easier challenge than a 16-pound of solid food. Now, after that was no longer around, the restaurant shut down. The next largest, or then became the largest challenge, was at the Lux Steakhouse, and it was a 14-pound steak dinner. And I will put a link in the description down below to both of those.
It's weird, I'm starting to get a little bit of the hiccups, which I usually only get with something like French fries, so it might be time to go on to something else, but we'll check it out here after I'm done this. We've got one slab of prime rib left over there.
Yeah, I usually don't get hiccups from proteins, usually some of the starchier types of foods. However, what about you guys? Is there any particular foods that give you the hiccups?
All right, I think this has subsided a little bit, so finish the meat off. I always find the meat's the hardest part of the challenge. That's generally why I like to eat it at the very beginning. This is so tasty though, so it wasn't a chore this time, even though there was so much, but.
And that was my strategy coming into today's challenge, was to start off with some of the thick prime rib, eventually moving on to the baby back ribs. And then depending on where my flavor palette was at, I would choose one of the three sides, go from there, and end off with some of that rich, creamy, delicious tasting Bailey's cheesecake.
So just under 21 minutes in, I've got about 3/4 of the prime rib last piece left, so mostly done. And then I have obviously the rest to go. So good thing that there is a 2-hour time limit on this. I was almost going to say unlimited, but after 2 hours, not much eating gets done.
And actually, I would probably say that not much eating gets done after the 1 hour mark, as most restaurants set up their challenges to be usually 60 minutes, like tops. So when most competitive eaters are training for this type of thing, they'll train up to 60 minutes.
Almost done. Prime rib. Very good, but I am happy to be going to try some of this other food as well. The chef did warn me there was going to be a little bit of piece of a little tougher piece, so I'm going to eat it anyways, but usually not required.
And that is one thing that the chef did mention when we were watching him make the food, is that we could take off the end and not include it in the challenge. However, I wanted to make sure that the challenge was the full advertised weight.
All right, so 24 minutes and 40 seconds. Prime rib is gone. So like I said, it was delicious. I think I'm gonna get into the ribs. We're gonna stick with the meat theme here. And so 2 full racks. Oh yeah. It's actually their special here today, so it came out nice and hot. Gotta love some baby back ribs. Cue the Austin Powers.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs.
A little honey garlic. It has that sweetness that was missing on the prime rib.
but will probably not be as sweet as the Bailey's, so. Cheesecake, that is. I very rarely have alcohol in challenges, except recently I did the tacos and beer challenge in Las Vegas. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. And the only other one that I can think of was the burgers at the burger at Sam's Tavern. So I have a couple of those videos. One was with Joel and the other one I did by myself.
And for both those videos, you guys guessed it, I'm going to put the link in the description down below, as well as any other videos that I mentioned during today's video. I'll also put it down there for you guys for easy access.
What do you think your favorite meat from this challenge would be? Would it be the baby back ribs or would it be the prime rib?
And although I would usually go with the baby back ribs, today was a really tough choice, as the prime rib was just so tender and juicy and savory, and was really elevated by that au jus sauce.
I think I almost should have used gloves today.
And it was really about a 50-50 on whether I should wear those here today. And although it does keep things nice and neat and clean on the hands, I was not sure if the black gloves would go with the whole attire.
Meat is definitely tender. Nice little bit of sweetness with the sauce, but not too much, so that's good.
And just to give you a little bit more perspective of how deep the dish actually was, the Caesar salad weighed 1.5 pounds.
All right, 32-22 in. All the ribs are gone. Absolutely delicious. I just don't know what to get into next, so let's try. We'll get into I think maybe the Caesar salad. I'm gonna go with something a little bit lighter to kind of balance the sweetness of the ribs there. All right, it's got some lemon squeezes here, little quarters to or eighths to get on there. Beautiful. So we've got some Asiago cheese and some freshly grated Parmesan cheese as well. Those with their crunchy croutons. You guys can hear that crispy romaine lettuce. Some nice rich Caesar dressing. Get my healthy vegetables in. don't know if you guys can tell, but this bowl is super deep down. Not just the top layer. Looks like almost half the food to go. Maybe just under. Definitely like the freshly grated cheese on top. Like I say, it doesn't look like a lot, but it was a pound and a half of Caesar salad, so that's a lot of salad. It's tasting great. Dressing's nice and garlicky and rich. Creamy. Croutons nice and crunchy, of course. I think if I was at this point at home, I'd probably use a spoon, but I think my girlfriend would kill me, so if I did that right now, so we're gonna stick with the fork. I'm totally kidding, of course. I said that on one of my last videos and I had someone was concerned. I think it was on my Mamma Mia's spaghetti video there.
Well, I've never had a Mamma Mia's video, but I have had a Mama's on the Hill.
I don't want to miss any, so I think I will use the spoon here. All right, so just under 40 minutes in. We got 3 of the dishes left. So we got the red pepper rosé linguine here. They did say the bread was optional. I decided to go with the garlic bread here anyways. Glad I did. I like garlic toast. Has a nice crunch obviously on the outside, a little softer on the inside. Buttery garlic flavor. What's not to love? All right, so these noodles are completely different than most noodles I think I've ever eaten. So I believe they're called the Pepperdale noodles. So they're a lot thicker, they're thin, or wider I should say, but not as thick. I honestly don't know how to eat them. I might end up cutting them. Don't tell any Italians. Okay. Red pepper rosé. And Alfredo, that's got a kick in it for sure. So we've got the cheese on the top with the parsley, and then the chili flakes, which is really giving a nice kick to it. We got almost 2.5 pounds of pasta there. So quite substantial by itself. Let me know if you guys have ever had these type of noodles before. Like I say, probably butchering the name, but Pepperdale or Pepperdale noodles. Yeah, try using the spoon.
Looks like I've finally given in to the traditional way of eating the noodles. Although typically, I think at home I probably would have cut them up, as I'm used to doing that for the young ones. But here today, trying to keep it a little bit classy here, maybe with the way I eat my noodles and the collared shirt for you guys.
45 minutes in. I think I might need to loosen that notch a little bit here in the old dress pants. Yep. All right. I don't know if my face is getting hot, but I'm feeling the heat a bit. It's been a long time since I've had spicy pasta before. Usually I have spicy rice, but not spicy pasta. And especially so much of it too. It actually goes really well with the Alfredo sauce. And of course the parsley and cheese as well. I don't know how well it goes with water though. You guys ever had something that's like a very hot pepper or something, trying to have water after it? It actually makes it a lot worse.
Well, if any of you tried that before, you know it doesn't work very well. But I want to know what your tips or tricks are with dealing with some of that heat. Do you guys maybe use a glass of milk? Maybe it's some ice cream, or maybe it's even something else.
Absolutely delicious, like I say. Time to get onto the stir fry. Whew. Hopefully it's not as spicy, but you never know. We got our crispy wonton. Well, it was crispy before when the challenge started. Okay, still a little bit crisp. I like that. There's about 1.5 pounds of vegetables here with the rice. There's these sauteed vegetables with the oyster sauce, and then of course the crispy wontons, all on the top of that bed of rice. That is a nice change up for sure. And I didn't get enough healthy vegetables in the last couple days, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, as mentioned before, I do tend to fast for some of these challenges up to a couple of days before, depending on the size of them. So it is good to get back into some of these healthy vegetables.
Everything nicely cooked. Rice is perfectly cooked for sure. We've got a little bit of sweetness in there, which is nice. That oyster sauce and everything. Yeah, I mean, the vegetables too. They got the crisp on it that you want them to have. You don't want them to be soggy, so these are perfect. Excuse me. Excuse me.
All right, everyone, I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of this challenge. Hopefully we get this finished off. And I do also hope that you guys enjoyed the video here today. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button. If you enjoyed it as well, make sure you share with your friends and family. Make sure you are subscribed. You guys know what to do. We'll see you on the next one.
Oh, all right. Okay, not quite. Not gonna give in quite yet. We just have the cake left. The cheesecake at that. I love cheesecake. I don't think I've, believe it or not, had Bailey's cheesecake before though. So we've got the cream cheese, the sour cream. We've got it infused with some of the Bailey's liqueur. And whew, it's a big piece. Well, pieces, so 55 minutes, 15 seconds. Still got over an hour to go, but we'll see. Wow. That is rich. Definitely taste the cream cheese in the Bailey's in the cream cheese. If you like it in your coffee, you'll definitely love it in this cake here. So we've got some white chocolate shards on top. Some whipped cream. To add a little bit of sweetness if we didn't have enough already. Of course, we've got the crunchy crust on the bottom as well. I'll show you guys here in a second. "57 minutes in. Whew, definitely getting full though. This sweetness is definitely a nice change of pace here. From the very rich meal that I had. Which reminds me of the point in my last video, my steak video. Where my battery almost ran out, so I had to quickly eat the cake. I didn't get to savor it. But this cake, I am going quicker, but I don't want to savor it. It's that good. Whew. All right. If there's people around, there might be a round of applause. I don't know, yeah. So, there we go. We've got 59 minutes. So, the Last Supper. Like I said before, it was such a spread that it could be called the Last Supper. And, you know, with food this good, I don't think it's going to be my last supper. I actually got invited back for their wing night. I think they said it was on Wednesday, and they got like half-price wings. So that's pretty cool. A big thank you here, excuse me, to the Barley Mill. I mean, amazing food. I've never been here before. I mean, for pub food, top-notch food. Absolutely enjoyed it. Otherwise, I couldn't have gone through 16 pounds of food in an hour. And yeah, this place is great. I think they told me they were open like every single day. So from like 11 a.m. to 1 a.m., which is kind of cool. So I will be back here in the future, not to do with the challenge, but I'm trying to think what I like the best. The meat was obviously the star of the show. Of course, we had the prime rib with that au jus, very tender. And then I got into the ribs after that, which was nice and juicy and had that nice sweet taste to them as well. The Caesar salad, I mean, hey, that was nice and rich, and it had the fresh romaine. Everything was great. And the Bailey's, of course, the Bailey's cheesecake. Who wouldn't love that, you know? But what a great way to end the challenge. And, you know, end this long journey I've been on for this, because this is my largest challenge ever. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that I left you hungry for more. And if we did, guys, we'll see you on the next one.